Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Apologies for the late start. I was getting things ready for my trip for, Friday. Just packing things. I was quickly doing quick washes and dries on a few things I was going to bring slash wear, just so they could be freshened up a bit. And I got most of it packed away. There's a few things I'll still have to do, but I have to do the day of. Namely, my phone charger. Which is what it is. But I got all my clothing packed. I got one of my, quote-unquote cosplay I'm bringing as well, which is really just a rider belt and a doctor's coat. That's like it. That's all I got nowadays, which is fine. It is fine. I bought that travel, that travel kit thing for that has, small thing of toothpaste, small thing of deodorant. It also came with a small thing of Axe. I mean, I'm probably not going to use it, but I mean, it's good for a quick freshen up, if anything. I'm not going to be bringing any of it back with me when I come back. It's a travel kit. I don't need to bring it back. That's just there for the weekend. It's gonna stay in the hotel room when we leave. The hotel staff can do whatever the fuck they want with it. I was also working on something like a semi-meme thing in a different server. I wanted to get that done really quick too before I lost, just focus on it entirely and forgot I wanted to do it. I was thinking of doing it all day. I'm not gonna show it off just because you guys wouldn't get it. It's somewhat of an in-joke kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to quickly make a meme, then pack all my stuff, and yeah. So that's all good in the hood now. So, with all that, out of the way there, we are back with some Katawa Shoujo Sisterhood once again. Let me use that wonderful, wonderful command I made. The mod I'm playing is Katawa Shoujo Sisterhood, which is adapting a popular Katawa Shoujo fanfiction, Sisterhood by Guest Poster. This story continues on from the end of Hanako's good ending, acting as an epilogue. This is still Act 1. It's only going to be Act 1, that's all that's here right now, because this is pretty much a demo of it, because, well, it's a big fanfiction. It takes a lot of time to code in, not just the text, but the sprites you want, different, facial animations for them, their positioning, sound effects, music, backgrounds, all that jazz. A lot goes into making a VN. It's not something you can pop out in, 2 minutes. Especially when you gotta adapt a fanfiction. You can't just go copy, paste, done. No, there's a lot more to it. But hey, we got Act 1, which was 17 chapters, and holy hell, it's been pretty goddamn long. We're on stream number 9, I think? Pretty sure this is stream number 9 of this, but this should be the final one. This should be the final stream of Sisterhood. As well, oh, look at that. We're on chapter 16 now. 16 out of 17. We're nearly done. We're gonna power through, finish it off today, for sure. Because I don't want to spend, just 20 minutes tomorrow to do 20 minutes of Sisterhood. I just want to get it finished. To think, I would have been probably done it last week if my internet wasn't fucky. Then I had to cancel everything. But whatevs. We're here now. We're making it work. So, what happened the last time we played? Going by all of this. Right, Hisao was recovering in the hospital room, just kind of thinking things over and how his relationship with Hanako has kind of deteriorated to the point she broke up with him. He gets visits from Lily and Shizune and Misha and his parents while he's just waiting to get out of the hospital finally. One of the last times he gets a visit from Lily, she was joined by Hanako's therapist. Shit, I forget her name already. It's Miss Takawa, I'm pretty sure. She tagged along. Mostly because she saw Lily going there. She was already driving. It's just kind of like, I'll take you and I'll come along with you. And she gave some kind of, proper therapist-like advice and talk. The big crux of it being, kind of, sorta, do you want this relationship to be over? Then you guys aren't broken up yet. You gotta talk to her. If she really doesn't want this to be over, you gotta talk it out. Kind of thing. You're not gonna fix her problems. You're not gonna be there for her as much as you want. You can only be there as much as you can. So, call her. Just call her. Try to talk to her. Try to meet up. Figure things out. That kind of thing. After that, we were finally released. And also, when we called, Hanako did agree. She did actually pick up and listen. We said, well, actually, I think we had to leave a message. I think we left a message, actually. It was, just wait by the front gate. I'm getting out this day. And if you want to talk, just wait for me there, kind of thing. Initially, when we get there, we get brought back to the school by our parents, she's not at the gate. The only people waiting for us by the dorms are Lily, Misha, and Shizune. We're a little downcast about it. But then Misha also apparently told us that Hanako was waiting at the gate. So we go and find her on the roof. It all switched to Hanako's POV, how she's feeling like she's absolutely worthless because I think we were worthless. And also I don't know, they were both in kind of like really kind of bad mindsets. Hanako more so. I think she was constantly saying she was worthless to herself. They get up on the roof. Hisao says his speech. Hanako, relents. She doesn't actually want to split up. She was just under a lot of pressure and undergoing a panic attack, and the two of them were expecting themselves to do the impossible when they know it would be impossible if they were if the other person was in their shoes. Classic, just everything. So the two of them literally kiss and make up. It was rather sweet. We left off with them going back into town at a very slow pace, mind you, to go and, let Hisao see his parents before they leave again. And they ended up at the Shanghai, because fucking, of course, Shizune and Misha managed to Shanghai them into the Shanghai. Because for fuck's sakes, of course they do. We always end up at that damn restaurant. Anyway, we're going to pick up right there from where we left off, and, just chug along through. Alright. 10 minutes later, we stand in front of the Shanghai. Hisao dropped Lily another quick phone call. Officially, to ask her to get him some things from the store, although I'm pretty sure the real reason was to find out about her location so she and I don't accidentally run into each other. Oh, yeah, her and Lily had a bit of a falling out, and we kind of had to at least try to get that on the mend, too. Hanako just kind of blew up on Lily because Lily tried to, force herself to be in the room and spend time with Hanako after saying she broke up with Hisao, and she just really wanted to be left alone. So, yeah, the two of them were kind of a little bit not in the greatest right now. But, I mean, one conversation, I think they'll be okay. Lily's also leaving in like a few days now again. They managed to get their trip delayed for a week. I think it's like Sunday now, so it's like 2 more days, and then she's gone to good old Scotland. For a few moments, I think back on the day. The best I was hoping for this morning was an awkward greeting with Hisao, followed up by an involuntary game of hide and seek. Instead, we managed to put this week's events behind us, and we've successfully averted the first crisis in our relationship. It was a very rough ride, but I also feel a bit proud. Maybe our relationship is more resilient than I thought at first. One thing that stands out in my recollection of today are my words to Hisao. Now I, th- Now I think back about it, my promise to wait for him if he gets hospitalized again sounded a lot like a long-term commitment. And now he's about to enter the Shanghai. There's another decision for me to. Oh, now that he's about to enter the Shanghai, there's another decision for me to make. Whether or not she wants to go in and meet his parents. I guarantee that's what it's going to be. She only agreed to walk with him for a bit, not to go to, meet his parents. So, is Hanako going to get up the guts to walk in there and say hi to Mr. and Mrs. Nakai? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of sort of hope she does, but then again, that's a big thing to happen in Act 1 after a huge fight. That feels like something that should happen in, like, Act 3. But we'll see. We'll see. He's not saying anything, but I bet the same matter is on his mind as well. Can I do this? Hisao? Yeah? What do you think of me? I love you, Hanako. Oh my god, this music. This classic Katawa Shoujo music, I still love it. I love you too, Hisao. I extend my left hand, and he takes it with a smile. I won't be staying long. That's okay, Hanako. This means a lot to me. Okay, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. She's gonna meet his parents. Holy shit. He gently leads me inside, and we walk towards the spot where we usually sit. Ahead, I can see a middle-aged couple. The same people who got out of the car with Hisao at noon. The man has a few facial features that look familiar to me. They wave at Hisao as we approach, and then their eyes fall on me. I can tell that they're staring, and I also know what they're staring at. My knees start shaking a bit, so I squeeze Hisao's hand a little harder and try to focus all my attention on him in an attempt to block their gaze and my growing anxiety from my mind. As we reach the table, I try to read Hisao's expression. He's a bit nervous as well, but he also wears a proud smile as he opens his mouth to speak. God damn, the fucking confidence of this man. Oh my god, this is actually happening. This feels like an Act 3 type of thing to me. Like, this feels like an Act 3 thing, not an Act 1. I don't know, it feels just a little too early. But that's just me. That's just me. It feels like a little too early, but you know what? I'm still for it. It just feels early. Mom? Dad? There's one more person here at Yamaku I'd like you to meet. Taking off my hat, I bow as deeply as I can, then take a deep breath. Oh my god, the stutters! Ah! Good afternoon. My name is Hanako Ikazawa. I'm Hisao's girlfriend. No, it just cut. Oh, it just cuts after that. Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Oh no. Not the student council room. Oh. We're in Lily POV. One more day. As I operate the brailer in the student council room, my thoughts occasionally drift to last week's events. Hisao was released from the hospital last Saturday and was dropped off at Yamaku by his parents. Hanako had been waiting for him at the gates all morning, but she was afraid to approach him with his parents being present and ran off. Hisao asked Shizune, Misha, and me to give his mother and father a tour of the school while he went to do something important. The message was clear. Keep them occupied for as long as necessary while I search for Hanako. I was heartened and relieved when I received a phone call from Hisao that he hadn't merely succeeded in finding Hanako, but he also managed to reconcile with her. According to Hisao, Hanako was still in the process of recovering from the stress of last week, but he had no doubts that they were going to pick up where they left off. It appears that their relationship is very much like Hanako herself. Easy to crack, but impossible to break. Unfortunately, my own relation with Hanako seems a different matter altogether. We're still avoiding each other, and tomorrow evening, Akira will arrive here to pick me up. Hisao has assured me that he's been trying to bring the matter up with Hanako, but time seems to be against us. I'd be lying if I denied that the whole situation has left me more than a little bit on edge. When I informed Hanako and Hisao about the fact I'd be leaving, I believed Hanako and I could remain in contact with each other. There's no doubt in my mind, however, that if things don't improve between us before I take my plane, there won't be any more contact. We'll simply go our own way, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not afraid to admit that the idea of Hanako's angry cry to go away and never come back remaining the last words I ever hear from her frightens me more than anything else. I don't want to deal with these two. I will say, I'm glad I'm not dealing with Kenji. I am really glad I am not dealing with fucking Kenji. Oy, oy, oy. Excuse me.
Class rep, or perhaps I should say former class rep, you're working really slowly. It wouldn't be fair of me to hold the delay of last week against you, considering the circumstances, but if you don't want to be remembered as the black sheep among the class representatives, you'd better make sure to have everything wrapped up before you leave.
Thanks, Misha.
That's not going to happen at the rate you're working now.
I let out a frustrated sigh before I can stop myself. Last week has been strange for Shizune and me. During our student council days, I always had the impression that Shizune only concerned herself with other people when it benefited her own goals in some way or another, but that impression had come under fire when I witnessed Shizune's actions last week. Both Shizune and Misha probably realized that the matter between Hisao and Hanako wasn't their business to get involved in, so they went out of their way to help Hisao in whatever small ways they could, and created a sort of temporary truce between us. While leading Hisao's parents around, both of us took turns explaining different things to them, and talking about various aspects of life at Yamaku, and I was surprised that for once, we worked together well. However, when she learned that Hisao and Hanako reconciled, she immediately closed off that particular chapter, and when I showed up at the student council room this afternoon, she wasted no time in complaining about me not showing up sooner, as if nothing had happened.
I can assure you, I will have all the paperwork done before the deadline of tomorrow. That should be all that matters. Or are you now concerned with other things besides cold, hard results all of a sudden? And here I am taking the bait again.
I'm not sure why I can't take Shizune's provocations with a grain of salt like Hisao seems to be able to do without any significant effort. Perhaps the fact that we're family makes it more difficult to back down.
If you have a secret plan to speed up the process, I'll be more than happy to witness it, though I won't hold out hope that you're going to surprise me. People can still surprise each other on occasion, Shizune. I must admit, I was somewhat surprised by the efforts you made to help Hisao and Hanako through last week. Your actions were most certainly appreciated. I'm offended by the fact you were surprised. Hisao and Hanako were still members of my class. Just because I run my class in a different way than you do, doesn't mean I can't do my part to help my classmates when emergencies take place.
The fucking cadence I give Visha, no matter what. I can't hear Misha any other way. I cannot hear Misha in any other way than how I have voiced her. I don't know if that's a good thing or if it's a bad thing.
I may be a dictator in your eyes, but I like to think of myself as a responsible one.
Despite Shizune's retort being very much an accusation, I smile a little bit. I have to admit she did act responsibly. It seems Hisao wasn't exaggerating when he said he considered Shizune and Misha friends, despite their occasional pushiness.
I realize you don't value my opinion very much, but I don't think it would hurt if your classmates were to witness that responsible streak a little more often. It might make them more willing to voluntarily lend you a hand on occasion, without having to be pressured into it. The approach you suggest is overrated! People will always get to tasks more quickly if you direct them properly. My goal isn't to win a popularity contest, but to keep my class functioning smoothly.
Without saying another word, I open my bag and take several large envelopes out of them. Taking a moment to pile them up neatly, I hold out my hand and let go of them when I feel Misha taking them from me.
Hey! What's in the envelopes, Lily?
The envelopes contain all the remaining paperwork that still had to be done before the start of summer break. It turned out that while I was occupied with Hisao and Hanako last week, several of my classmates took it upon themselves to fill out all the remaining forms for me on their own in an attempt to make things easier for me, and presumably also as a gesture of support and appreciation. They did this without me even having to ask them. All that remained for me to do was to type up a small summary. Do you not agree with me that no class is running more smoothly than a class where the representative can afford to take an unexpected leave of absence, and things still get done on a timely basis? Boom. Mic drop. There's a moment of silence in the room beyond the sound of a shocked gasp. I allow myself to send a sweet but triumphant smile in Shizune's general direction. Insert wahaha here. And a ha 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 too. I'm not doing that. I can't do them, guys. I'm never gonna do them.
Looks like she's got you there, Shi-chan.
I put away the brailer as Misha's laughter slowly dies down. Of course, my classmate's action was a surprise to me as well, rather than anything planned, but I must admit, getting a small victory over Shizune feels surprisingly good to me. Maybe we really are more alike than either of us cares to admit.
Looks like you did manage to surprise me today, class rep. I admit defeat this time, but that doesn't mean I'll ever agree with your methods.
I let out a tired smile.
I had hoped that after last week, we'd be able to get along slightly better. But perhaps our differences really are too great. Last week was a different matter! There's no reason we cannot both help out a mutual friend without antipathy, but that doesn't mean we'll ever be able to work together on something productively. I understand. I accept the fact that there are things that neither of us will budge on. I may not think highly of your methods as the Student Council President, but I think I can still appreciate you as a cousin, Shizune. I hope that will allow us to shake hands and part without any hard feelings tomorrow. I suppose the fact you're a bad class rep doesn't really take away from the fact we've also had a few good memories in the past. We could probably learn to appreciate each other as family and not follow too far in our father's footsteps.
Yeah, no real reason. I don't understand why the fathers, despise each other. I don't get it. Got the feeling Lily's dad took Shizune's dad's sister away to Scotland and he resents him for that. Probably. But then again, they said the fathers are the brothers, but they have two different last names. It's something that's never been consistent between the two. There is a familial relation between the two of them. It's just never stated 100% what that is. Unless fucking Jigoro changed his last name to not be associated with his brother. I don't know. That almost seems like something he would fucking do. He is kind of an arrogant asshole.
Though I object to the handshake. I'm afraid nothing but a hug will do. Oh my.
I find myself flustered for a second, then break out into an amused grin.
Misha, please translate properly.
Wahaha here.
Ah, you noticed?
What did she really say?
I only added the last part. She's okay with the handshake.
I stuck out my hand, and moments later, another hand grasped mine. The handshake is short and formal, but also polite and sincere. With the paperwork finished prematurely, I accept Misha's offer to have some juice as we take a moment to sit back, and I realize it's been a long time since I was able to feel at ease in this room.
So, I suppose the student council duties, you haven't been able to give your plans for that charity festival much thought. That one is only on temporary hold. I'm taking full advantage of the fact I can use the festivals here as a learning experience and become familiar with all the organizational aspects. When I get around to organizing my own festival, no beginner's mistakes will be accepted. And those orphanage plans are not off the table either, though I suspect that'll take a little longer.
Oh my gosh, he still wants to take over the fucking world. I grin playfully.
How about taking over the world one city council at a time?
It's her wahaha here.
Really, Shi-chan?
Oh my god, my favorite fucking Shizune face. Ah, I love it. It's like such a gremlin face. I love it.
You'll be safe in Inverness for the time being, but not forever.
Oh my god. Am I interrupting?
Hee-chan! Hey there!
I'd like to talk to Lily.
I'll be right with you, Hisao.
I make a short bow, grab my belongings, and follow Hisao out of the room. I noticed a distinct lack of passive aggressiveness in there. I smile awkwardly. I noticed the habit of occasionally teasing me about my feud with Shizune has rubbed off from Akira onto Hisao.
We may be able to part amicably when I take my leave tomorrow. It may be difficult to imagine now, but we also have several positive memories of each other.
That's a hopeful sign. If you can get your difficulties with Shizune sorted out, reconciling with Hanako should be a piece of cake in comparison. I'm not so sure myself. While I may have had trouble getting along with Shizune, I've never had difficulty understanding her thought process. Hanako's thought process, however, has never been something I felt was very tangible to me.
I don't think that the two are comparable.
Are you up for it?
Does she want to talk to me?
I managed to convince her to hear you out. She doesn't really want things to end on such a sordid note either. Hey, Masquerado, how's it going?
Thank you, Hisao.
He remains silent for a second, then places his hand on my shoulder. Lily, I'm not really sure how this is going to play out. I have tried to avoid taking sides here, and I refrain from prying, so I don't know what she's thinking. We had a talk like this one ourselves while you were in Scotland. Eventually we came out of it as a couple, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't one of the most difficult and painful experiences I've ever been through.
I don't think I have much to lose, Hisao.
That may be the problem. Back then, the mutual fear of losing the other was a strong motivator in getting us both to open up. That motivator won't be present here. All I can suggest is to be as open and honest with her as you can. Hanako's a lot more perceptive than she usually lets on, but her self-esteem tends to color the conclusions she draws, and usually not for the better.
Where is she now?
In my dorm room. We thought it best to use neutral territory, so both of you can walk away whenever you like.
And where will you be then?
I'm going to see Miss Takawa. She said she had something for me if I managed to make up with Hanako. She got me curious, that's for sure. I think I'm also going to hang out with Kenji. Oh my god, why? That way he won't find out about you guys using my room. Oh my god.
Hisao?
Yeah? I feel my hand up to his shoulder and place a soft kiss on his cheek. Oh, Lily, what the fuck? What was that for? I smile at him.
Everything.
Decisively, I take out my cane and make my way to the boys' dormitory. Okay. I feel a faint sense of apprehension as I slowly open the door of Hisao's room and step inside. There's Hanako. There's no greeting, but I can hear someone's breathing nearby.
Hanako?
You can sit on the bed. It's right in front of you.
The position of Hanako's voice suggests she's sitting, presumably in the desk chair on the other side of the room. It feels strange for me to sit on Hisao's bed. Why doesn't Hanako sit down here? Does she want to avoid the possibility of me sitting down next to her? I uneasily take a seat and fold up my cane. This is going to be really awkward. What should we do now? I suppose I'd better make the first move.
Hanako, I'd like to apologize for my actions last Tuesday. I once argued the importance of giving someone space, but when push came to shove, I forgot about that myself.
I'm sorry, too, for saying those horrible things to you. I felt really bad about it afterwards.
But you were correct. I felt partially responsible for what happened to you that Monday, and I felt like simply leaving Yamaku and boarding the plane as if nothing happened would be like abandoning you and Hisao in a time of need. I was so focused on finding a way to help you that I didn't stop to think of whether it really was the right time to help. Hanako, I truly regret what I did. I wasn't thinking clearly.
It's okay. You were probably worried about me.
I was. More worried than I possibly should have been. In the end, you and Hisao got back together just fine without anyone else's help.
Lily, I want to see you off without hard feelings. So if you're not angry with me, then I won't be angry with you.
Thank you, Hanako. I'm not angry with you. I wasn't even angry to begin with. Just sad. I was afraid you hated me.
I don't hate you.
I'm very relieved to hear that.
Would you like to go to your room and have something to drink, Lily?
Starting to get a little suspicious. Now that I told her I'm not angry with her, Hanako seems really eager to get it over with. Is she sincere in her answers? She said she wants to see me off without hard feelings. But hard feelings on her part? Or mine? Is she simply saying what she thinks I want to hear? I don't know, guys. I'm not sure here. It could be. I don't know. Hisao tried to get her to talk to her about this, so she's probably going at it from, a sincere angle, but I don't know. I'm hoping she's coming at it from a sincere angle.
I think if I let her walk away, we will indeed part on friendly terms, but it might be merely an act. Hanako, could you tell me one more thing?
What is it?
What did you mean when you said I was only interested in fixing you?
I wasn't thinking straight when I said that.
That doesn't sound convincing. Hanako can hide some things fairly well, but her anxiety isn't one of them.
I think you were. You were spot on about me imposing on you to soothe my own anxiety. I believe there was also a reason behind your other words. I really want to know what it is.
Why don't you believe me?
Because you would never want to hurt me. And maybe the reason you said what you said is something that would hurt. But Hanako, I would never want to hurt you either. If I did something to hurt you in one way or another, I want to know what it is, so I can take responsibility for it. Please, Hanako. I promise you I will not think badly of you, no matter what you say. But please, don't deny me the chance to take responsibility for my actions.
But what if it's all just in my imagination?
Then I will do my best to reassure you, and we'll both walk out of this room feeling better.
Hanako fell silent, obviously weighing my words. Her reaction alone was enough of an indication that her accusation wasn't merely thrown out at random. I can only hope she trusts me enough to tell me what was really bothering her.
You won't hate me if I'm wrong?
I could never hate you, Hanako.
I'm not sure if she's completely convinced, but she seems willing to give me the benefit of the doubt as she takes a deep breath.
I've always been really thankful that you became my friend. You became a very important person in my life. But sometimes I worried whether we were really friends or not.
Why?
Because you were always there for me when I needed support. You were always doing things for me. But I could never do things for you. Or for myself. All you did was give and give. And all I did was take and take. It was like I was just someone you needed to take care of. Like you were a mother taking care of a needy child. But that's not what I wanted us to be. That's never what I wanted us to be.
I knew our relationship appeared like this. Akira's even joked about it in the past, about Hanako being my Hanako. What I hadn't realized was how unhappy Hanako herself was with the dynamic of our relationship. How many times have I made her feel worse about herself by showering her with affection and comfort? I'm afraid to ask.
Hanako, I apologize. I admit I have a tendency to mother the people dearest to me. Akira has often scolded me when I mothered her, despite her being 7 years older. It is my way of showing affection. I never realized I could hurt others that way.
Hanako doesn't respond, though, and continues her story.
But when Hisao became my boyfriend, I started to see things differently. I realized I was only useless if I allowed myself to be. I realized I could become stronger and change if I worked hard at it. I could become a better girlfriend for Hisao, and I could become a better friend to you. I wanted to become real friends with you. But then you announced you were leaving the country.
And by doing so, I'm taking that opportunity to develop our friendship away from her. Am I not?
We didn't really know why you hadn't made up your mind yet. Seeing that your parents and sister would all be there? Hisao suggested that maybe I was one of the reasons you were still doubting.
That's exactly true. Hanako was on my mind a lot whenever I was weighing my options. I kind of figured. Yeah, kind of figured that was partly why she didn't, at all. It wasn't making a decision right away. At least in Hanako's route. Presumably. Probably also factored in her own route as well, but also the fact she was dating Hisao probably didn't help. But, well, the result was the same.
didn't want to ask you to stay away for my sake. I wanted you to do what made you happiest. When I started spending more time with you, I started thinking, maybe if I could become a better friend to you, if I could show you how much our friendship still had to offer, maybe you would be more tempted to stay.
Except I ultimately ended up deciding to leave Japan despite Hanako's best efforts. No, not despite.
Lily, that night before you told us you were going to Scotland, I told you about my plans for the future, and more than ever, I felt like we were on equal footing. But you seemed sad when you noted how much I had changed. Did you make the decision to go when you felt I was no longer reliant on you? How did she...
It appears Hanako has been watching my face closely, because my reaction to her question causes her to gasp and her tone becomes strained with a very visible hint of anger. Oh boy. I mean, Hisao warned her, she's a lot more perceptive than you think. Like, honestly? Oh boy.
I knew it. My efforts only served to make you more determined to go.
Hanako.
If I had remained as fragile as I was, you would have decided to stay in a heartbeat. But now...
So that's how she sees things. And my pep talk about her independence and my decision to stay for a little while may have, a while after her breakdown, only reinforced her views.
Hanako, please listen.
Yeah, we are on the last chapter. We are officially on the last... Is it going to be them... Do not tell me this is going to end with them having a fight and not being able to reconcile. Is that what's going to happen?
all I wanted was your friendship.
But you are...
Is taking care of me really that much more fun than going out as friends?
No, it's not!
I get up forcefully as I say these words, and I can hear the chair Hanako's sitting on scrape across the floor as my sudden reaction made her flinch. It's not my habit to raise my voice. I was always taught that it's not something a proper lady is ever supposed to do, and I hate the idea of intimidating my meek friend. But I know that if Hanako is given the chance to get up and run out of the room now, I'll never be able to catch her, and she'll spend the rest of the next 2 days avoiding me. I have to keep control of the conversation if I don't want this to end badly.
Hanako, please listen to me. You really are my friend. Nothing less. I don't think of you as a child. You are my friend, Hanako. My best friend. You're a very special person to me.
I am?
You are. Please believe me.
I believe you, Lily.
She doesn't. I can tell by her voice that she doesn't. She's back to telling me what she thinks I want to hear. She's made up her mind about me, and now she's just looking to end the conversation. Hanako. Part of what she suggested is true, but her conclusions are off. But how do I tell her that? Hisao said to be as open and sincere as possible. I might still be able to change her mind. Hanako will probably see me as a weak person, but that's better than what she's probably thinking of me right now.
There's some truth in what you said. I won't deny that. But there's something I want to tell you that's relevant to this matter. You always were a good listener. Will you listen now? You can walk away afterwards and never speak to me again if you wish. But please, hear me out until the end.
Hey, Corky, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Okay.
Hanako, do you know why my parents are living in Scotland and Akira and I are living in Japan?
You said your father received an important job, and you stayed here for your education.
That's true. But it's also true, Hanako, that I didn't stay in Japan because I wanted to.
You didn't?
Had I been given a choice, I probably would have gone with them. But the decision was made for me.
You're doing well? Good, good. I'm glad to hear. Ooh.
But why?
Quality of education. That's what they said. I was to live with my grandparents until at least the end of middle school. But my grandparents' health wasn't very good, so Akira volunteered to be my guardian instead, and we lived in our parents' old house for a while. It wasn't an easy time. Akira had long hours at her job, and I tried to combine schoolwork with chores around the house. But we managed.
Akira doesn't like your parents very much, does she? She came across very bitter.
Akira believes the real reason our parents left me in Japan was not for educational reasons, but because they had difficulty dealing with a blind daughter.
Okay, they're actually gonna reconcile. That's what I'm getting now. It's the actual good stuff, guys. It's the good music. But also the music that partially contributed to crying. Way, way back. You ain't gonna cry if you go and check out Corky, though. You can see the playing some Infinity Nikki. There's no real crying there. It's just a lot of cute dresses, a lot of cute actions, and great scenes, and more fun to be had with one equally fun, awesome, cute, and amazing mermaid VTuber. So go and check her out if you have not done so. And a cute cat. You can't go wrong with a cute cat. I try. I try. It gets hard to come up with different ways of saying things about my friends. Honestly, it does become very hard over time. I try to make them very unique all the time, but it feels like I get very samey. I feel like I end up just saying kind of like the same things. I gotta step up my game. Like challenging myself to step it up. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Snap the elbows.
What?
I'm not so certain myself, but it's what she believes.
Lily, what do you believe?
I don't really know, Hanako. I remember my parents as always being very pleasant and friendly. I have difficulty believing what Akira thinks about them. Perhaps I don't even want to believe her. Still, I can't deny contact has been very sparse. When Akira and I went to Scotland at the start of July, it was the very first time
It was not the very first. It was the first time we met in 6 years. Where did I get the very first from? Ugh.
Phone contact has always been very meager as well. What was it like, meeting them again after so long? It was strange. I wasn't really sure how to act around them anymore. They left when I was 12. I'm a different person now than I was 6 years ago. For a long time, I believed that when they'd come back to Japan, we could simply pick up where we left off. That was probably very naive. I think all four of us sensed it while we were staying at our parents' mansion. Things were pleasant but distant. We truly have grown apart as a family. But they still wanted you to live with them, despite that? Maybe because of that. Akira said they're feeling guilty and are trying to make up for it now. They told us they wanted the four of us to make a new start as a family. But when you told us about the summons, you were still doubting. You didn't think it would work? I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't think Akira will be visiting there very often. As for me, I found that I have a lot of trouble letting go of the life I have here. Despite Mother and Father not being present, I've been happy here. Lily, I think that what you're saying is that deep down, you don't really want to go. It's very strange. I do want us to be a family again. It's been my biggest wish for years. And yet when I thought of moving, there was always a nagging feeling that it would be wrong in some way. It's a strange contradiction. Not really. Your family was broken up because of the actions of your parents. And yet you're the one expected to make sacrifices in order to repair it. That's not very fair. That's also how I felt when my parents took me aside and asked why I was so hesitant. But I couldn't tell them. I was afraid to, well, come across as a bad daughter. What did you tell them then? I told them that I was hesitating because there were people at Yamaku who were relying on me to be there for them, and that I wanted to keep supporting them. I used you and Hisao as an excuse, because I was afraid to confront my parents on a sensitive issue. But Hisao and I started getting our lives in order, so eventually that justification wasn't true anymore. But I still couldn't face up to my family, so I eventually just gave in. I would never wish you to give up your true self for any reason, Hanako. Especially not to cater to my own flaws. That time we spent doing all sorts of fun things together was the highlight of our friendship to me. I will never forget them or you for as long as I live. So please, don't think I think of you as... I understand, Lily. There's no need to say more. But thank you for telling me all this.
Hanako's voice is different now. The anxious undertone is gone now, and she sounds relieved and sincere. The next moment, I hear her get up and approach the bed. Then she sits down next to me.
Lily, I have a lot of problems doing things for myself and speaking up. I have trouble being selfish, just like you. So I understand this is hard, but I think you're making a very big mistake.
It appears that within a matter of seconds, Hanako has completely dismissed the original topic of our conversation and is now getting ready to dismantle my decision to migrate. Well, no shit. Duh. She doesn't want her best friend to go. No one wants to leave their best friend. I didn't want to leave my best friends when I moved, but I did. I mean, I'm gonna see them, Friday, which is gonna be cool and awesome. Still sucked. I went from seeing them every week to now like once a year. Sucks. Breathe, Baron, breathe. Okay. Okay, should be good. Should be good. Should be good. I think.
Why do you think that, Hanako? Because it sounds like you won't be happy there. Your parents want to grow closer to you, but if you're not happy there, it'll all be an act. You'll eventually start to resent them.
That's the reason Akira said she couldn't give up her career to stay with her boyfriend.
And if you kept bottling up that unhappiness, it'll come out eventually. And you'll end up really hurting someone you care about. Like I did.
That's a bit of a worst-case scenario. And besides, I've made a promise already.
Won't you even consider telling your parents the truth? If they care about you, you giving up your happiness will really hurt them.
How can I tell my parents that I reject their reconciliation offer? What kind of daughter would do that?
I think you can still reconcile in other ways. And maybe someday you'll be close enough to them that moving to Scotland will make you happy. Now is just not the time.
Hanako, I've never heard you this persistent before.
I think if I let you go like this, I won't be able to live with myself. Also, I really want you to stay here with us. It would make me really happy.
She's really fighting for it. She's like, honest to God, fighting for it. Go Hanako. Go fucking Hanako. Judging by the determination in her voice, she really isn't going to give up. To be honest, if the roles were reversed, I'd probably be doing the same thing. I'd replay Hanako's words in my head. I wanted to become real friends with you. I've always thought of our relationship as give and take myself. But the things Hanako did for me were small. Picking articles while shopping, navigation in an unknown area. Things that only required eyesight, not devoted friendship. Not the kind of friendship she wanted to give me so desperately. I don't like letting other people share my burdens, but I've always encouraged Hanako to share hers with me. If I had been more willing to rely on Hanako for emotional support, like I'm doing now, she probably would have trusted me more. Hanako. What's the time right now?
Nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
That means it's 8 o'clock in the morning in Scotland right now. Oh, okay, she's gonna call her parents. I take out my phone and dial the number, trying to press the buttons as quickly as I can. Try not to think about this too much, Lily. If you start pondering, you'll probably lose heart. I hear a quick string of beeps as I finish inputting the number and the call is made. Just try to go with your instincts.
Good morning. Sato speaking. Mother, good morning. Lily! How nice of you to call. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, Mother. How are you? Very well. I'm really looking forward to seeing you again later this week.
Oh no.
Mother, about that, I have something. I have to tell you something. What is it, dear? I'd like to stay here, in Japan. Oh dear, is your friend still in the hospital? No, that's not it. He's back already. He's doing pretty well now. What I meant to say is, I've changed my mind about moving.
The silence on the other end of the line is painful. Is she gonna be angry? Disappointed? Sad?
Mother? Lily, why? Are there still people relying on you like you told us earlier? Well, yes, but the truth is, I've also come to rely on them. More than I ever thought I'd be doing. I don't understand. I've been happy so far living in Japan. I have a school I feel at home at. Plans for the future, and many friends whose company I greatly enjoy. I'm not really ready to give all of that up. Not even for the sake of our family?
There it is. The same question that broke through my defense last time. I was really hoping she wouldn't ask me that. I open my mouth to reply several times, but find I am lost for words each time. I don't want to be held responsible if we can't get together as a family. If it had been up to me, our family wouldn't have split up in the first place.
Mother, A
sense of desperation is welling up inside of me. Why do I have to choose between my life here and my family? I'm tired of having to choose between loved ones. I don't want to have to do that anymore. Not now, not ever again.
Lily.
I suddenly become aware of Hanako again, who's still sitting next to me on the bed and who has suddenly taken my left hand in hers, squeezing it gently. It's a gesture of support, a sign that she's rooting for me. She must have read my expression. Hanako's quiet intervention calms my nerves a bit. Don't blurt things out. Think first. There was something Hanako said earlier. What was it? I take a few seconds to gather my thoughts, give Hanako's hand a quick squeeze in response, and then take a deep breath.
Mother, it's true that we've become estranged from each other, but I'm not sure if me giving up my life here is to live with you and Father will fix the problem. What do you mean? While I was making preparations for our trip at the start of July, I realized I wasn't even sure how to act around my family anymore.
I didn't really know a lot of things about you anymore. We've interacted so little over the last 6 years. We've never visited, and we barely spoke. We didn't grow apart because of the distance, Mother. We grew apart because we stopped communicating with each other.
That's probably true. I'm sorry.
I want to make a new start as well, Mother. But I don't feel I need to give up what I have here to do that. We could call each other 2 or 3 times a week. A few minutes is all it'll take to let each other know what's been going on in our lives. Maybe I can come over again during summer and winter break. Or you could stop by at Yamaku when you have the opportunity and see where I've been attending for the last years. I would welcome you here.
You have really thought this through, haven't you?
I haven't. But it's how I feel.
If you really want to stay there, we can't really force you to come here against your will. That will only make things worse. Just remember you're always welcome here.
That's what makes me very happy, Mother.
So, when can we see each other again?
See each other?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It may not be very ladylike, but I still can't resist chuckling at Mother's reaction upon stepping on what she probably felt was a landmine.
Very soon, I promise. We can discuss the specifics the next time we talk.
Perhaps the day after tomorrow.
I will call when I've received word that Akira is on her way.
Mother remains quiet for a moment.
Lily, will you be okay without your sister around?
I will be fine, Mother. I have a very good friend here who is like a sister to me in all but blood. If I need help with something, I can always count on her to be there.
Very well. Then, please take care of yourself, dear.
Thank you, Mother. You too.
Aww. That was sweet. As I hang up, I suddenly feel extremely tired. The reality of the situation is still in the process of setting in, and my mind is struggling to wrap itself around the enormity of the change my life has just undergone within the last hour. Through the days, I can barely hear Hanako's voice whispering to me.
Lily, you've done it.
I'm staying here.
Yes, you're really staying.
Finally letting go of Hanako's hand, I slowly turn in her direction.
Let's graduate together, Hanako. And let's make lots of wonderful memories in the meantime.
As I finish these words, all the pent-up stress assaults me at once. I embrace Hanako and break down in tears. Everything comes flooding out of me. Oh my god. The anxiety of meeting my family again. The terrible pressure of being forced to make a life-changing decision. The concern after Hisao's accident. The grief and guilt around Hisao's and Hanako's relationship crisis. The fear of having driven Hanako away from me. And finally, the stress of having to confront Mother with what I truly wanted for myself in life. We stay locked in the embrace for a long time, and as the adrenaline in my system dies down, my quiet sobs are replaced with laughs of relief. Relief that all of this is behind me now. And through it all, I've become aware of another sound. A sound I've never heard before. It's the sound of my best friend laughing out loud in joy. Okay, wow. Holy Moses. Whew. That was something so far. We're still not done yet. We'll be done soonish. I can see the end literally in sight. So, you really sure you're staying here, huh?
I am.
Akira lets out a slightly deriding snort that's loud and clear even over the phone.
What is it?
That's the first time I ever heard you sound indecisive about this whole thing. If I didn't know better, I'd say you never really wanted to go in the first place.
To be very honest...
God damn it, sis. You really are your own worst enemy at times.
I trust canceling my ticket was not a problem.
Don't worry, that went smoothly. It'll be a lonely flight without you, though it's probably good practice for me.
What do you mean?
Word has it you're planning a vacation to Inverness on short notice. And 3 guesses who the folks are probably expecting to pick you up here and drop you off again afterwards.
They're expecting you to make 2 trips across the world on my behalf? That seems a bit excessive.
Well, there's no way they're gonna let you navigate an airport all on your own, and I can't even say I blame them for that.
If they're going to spend money on 2 round trips, I think I know a better destination for those tickets.
Huh? What do you mean?
I happen to have a friend who recently told me she's interested in traveling, but it is a bit short. But it is a bit short on cash due to splitting the cost of her dates with her boyfriend. I'm pretty sure I can convince her and her boyfriend to accompany me. Not only am I certain she'd love the Scottish Highlands, but she has also expressed interest in journalism lately. And I'm sure Mother would have many interesting stories to tell her from her experience as a reporter.
Well, You planned this all along when you offered to come over again?
No, but don't you agree it'd be a good idea? I could use some cooperation in convincing our parents.
I'll do what I can. I'm sure they won't question the notion of me being too busy to spend 4 nights on a plane.
Wonderful. I'll meet you again tomorrow. And please, don't be late for your own seeing-off party here.
Wouldn't miss it. Bye! At the exact moment I snap my phone shut, I hear a few timid knocks on my door. Hanako probably heard me talking on the phone and decided to wait outside the room. I really hope she wasn't able to overhear our conversation. I wanted to keep the matter I just discussed with Akira a secret until I can get everything arranged.
Isn't Hisao with you? I actually like to have a bit more time alone with you. He didn't mind. I hope he's not going to get jealous of me for receiving so much of your attention. He won't. He was very happy too when I told him you were staying here. Last afternoon, he said he was going to visit Miss Takawa. She promised him something if he managed to reconcile with you, I believe. Actually, it was something for me. What was it? Next week, Yamaku's holding several first aid courses for its staff members. Miss Yumi signed herself up for them and lets me go in her place. She called the instructor and he was okay with letting me attend once she explained my situation to him.
I see where this is going. She's gonna learn first aid, so now if something does happen with Hisao in the future, she's not so helpless. She'll be able to do something. She will at least have basic first aid knowledge to be able to do something. That's actually awesome.
That's wonderful. So you're getting your first aid certificate next week? It's not a guarantee or anything. Miss Yumi stressed that as well. But even if I can reduce the odds of freezing up during an emergency just a little bit...
Holy crap.
that will already be a big reassurance for me. We spent some time drinking tea, sitting next to each other, leaning back against the side of my bed. We talked about Hanako's upcoming training courses, and she's managed to get me to tell a few stories about Hisao that his mother shared with Shizune, Misha, and me.
Oh yeah, they got the embarrassing childhood stories out of her.
Lily? Yes? The friend you spoke to your mother about on the phone. Was that... me? Hanako, some time ago I experienced, for the first time in 6 years, the feeling of being part of family again. But what would surprise me about it was that I didn't feel it while Akira and I were visiting Scotland, but while you, Hisao, and I were in Hokkaido together. I was feeling the exact same thing.
Hanako leans against me slightly, and I realize that for possibly the first time since our friendship began, she completely and unconditionally trusts me. Yeah, that's huge.
I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, Lily. I'm really honored I learned about some of your past today. I'm eager to get to know you better too, Hanako. And I hope that someday you'll be able to entrust me with yours as well.
She lets out a weary sigh.
My past is not pretty, Lily. I think, in time, I can share it with you. I will wait for that day, Hanako. In the meantime, there's something I think I'm comfortable sharing with you. Something I'd like you to experience. Whatever it is, I'll welcome it, Hanako.
I can feel her move aside, and moments later, I can hear a familiar snap. It's the sound of the hair clip she's always carrying with her. She gets closer again. From the location where the sound of her breathing is coming from, I determine she's sitting on her knees right in front of me. If she were to lower herself, she'd be sitting on my lap. This is getting really awkward.
Hanako? Please, don't say anything.
Hanako's breathing is slightly deeper than usual, as if she's nervous about something. Is she planning to kiss me? No, I think I know what she's gonna do. I'm not gonna say what I think she's going to do, but I have a good feeling. I have a good idea of what she's gonna do. Hanako must have guessed my thoughts or read my expression, for she lets out an amused giggle that makes me feel a bit silly, but at least manages to relieve the tension. I fucking knew it. Yep, I was right. A few seconds later, I feel her hands gently take hold of mine and tenderly guide them upwards. A strange, conflicting feeling suddenly reaches my fingertips, and I gasp as I realize what she's planning to let me do. My right hand feels the warm sensation of bare skin, extremely soft to the touch. My left hand feels a strange leather-like surface that gently moves as Hanako breathes in and out, but feels almost artificial. Almost in a daze, I run my fingers across the surface, eager to take in every single part, every single detail. She trusts her enough to let her touch her burn side. Oh my god, that's fucking... I was fucking right. I called that without saying it out loud. I didn't want to sound like an idiot and be wrong. I'm glad I wasn't wrong. So this is what Hanako actually looks like. We tried this once, a long time ago, but my hand hadn't even reached her cheek yet when she retreated in a panic, apologizing to me in a voice that sounded like a guilty whimper. There was no panic or tension this time. She seems calm, serene almost. Despite her scarring, Hanako is remarkably beautiful in her own way. Her long, silky hair and delicate features give her an elegance very few people I know of possess. Again, I run my fingers across the sides of her face, committing every single detail to memory. As the visage of my best friend starts to appear in my mind, a tear of joy runs down my cheek. I've wanted to know for so long. She must have noticed the effects this has had on me, for the corners of her mouth turn slightly upwards, and what appears on her face is the most beautiful smile I've ever witnessed. In her own way. It's like a child's smile. Sweet, innocent, and sincere. As I etch that too in my memory, I find it impossible to resist smiling back. I never knew she could smile like that. I let my fingers run across her cheeks a third time, determined not to ever forget what I am witnessing, and finally managed to speak. So, Hanako, this is you. She gives a gentle nod and replies with a voice that's tranquil and peaceful, her smile never leaving her face.
This is me. All of me.
That was adorable, guys. I love that. That was great. That was so good. Wait, what? They had Halo sound effects at some point? The hell? There we go. That is Act 1 of Sisterhood. That is all that is out right now. And honestly, that feels like a full game in and of itself. There is more to it, I know, but that already on its own felt like a full-ass game. Like, I mean, if they were, not able to adapt the rest of this for, whatever reason, this would be a satisfying end. This would be a satisfying end. Oh, Eurobeat Jester. It's the fucking... Oh my god, that's the Learning to Fly author. Guest poster is the Sisterhood author. Oh my god, this is... I can't wait for the rest of it to get adapted. There it is, to be continued. There is more to come, but already that is a fairly satisfying conclusion right there. Just with that. Excuse me. I don't think I can access the... Yeah, no, I can't see any of those game-specific mod-specific CGs. Which kind of sucks, I'll be perfectly honest. Unless it's hiding in the mods folder. No. That's fine, though. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, look at... Yeah, okay, good thing I just went on through, and good thing I didn't try to power on through the last time. Because I would have been here for another hour and a half. Hey, Mari. Yeah, thanks for the applause. I hope your day is going well. Ugh. Oh, that was so good. That was honestly so good. Again, I'll do the command again. For anyone that came in after the fact. If you want to... if you want to play through the Act 1 yourself, the first link there will, take you to the mod and give you everything on how to do to get it onto the re-engineered version of the game. If you want to read through the original fanfiction in its entirety, the second link will bring you right to it. If you just want to see more. I'm hiding from solicitors at my door. Basement's the best place to hide from. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good now. Work kind of sucks, so it's kind of like in a really meh mood, I'll be honest. But things have gotten a lot better. Things have gotten a lot better today. Holy Moses. Ooh. But I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. That was good. Yeah, me too. Yeah, glad it's a lot better. Can't believe I almost teared up talking about my own life rather than the game this time. I am a sappy little bitch. Someone who's not going to be as much of a sappy little bitch as this guy right here is Lumi Mari. Because she'll get angry. She takes that sad energy, she gets angry and funnels it right into a weird and like some kind of energetic aura that she radiates that manages to turn that sadness to a little bit of anger, and then it turns into like an exponential amount of happiness. I don't know how she does it. This girl is literal magic. So go and follow her if you haven't so far. I kind of lost my train of thought with that halfway through, I'll be perfectly honest. I'll perform some magic on that person. Oh my god. Ooh, oh god, am I really getting stuffed up? I better not be getting sick just before I go to fucking Anime North. You're welcome, Mari. You're very, very welcome. Also, hey Nick, sorry, I was doing a thing. I did see your message though. Now I have to find something for Thursday, tomorrow, and whenever next. Just for tomorrow, I can get something else. I'll be doing something else. What will I be doing? Good question. Very good question. Yeah, let's get to just chatting screen now. And yeah, we close that out because I don't need that now. So yeah, the schedule now is... it doesn't really work. It does not really work. Mostly the Thursday because we're not playing Sisterhood anymore because we finished Sisterhood. Act 1. Eventually we'll go back to it, just like we'll go back to Learning to Fly when more of that gets released. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do tomorrow instead. I could try to poll it in the Discord tonight, just to see, unless I can think of something. Because, like, options for things that could go there is stuff like Power Wash Sim. It's just on the tip of my goddamn tongue. I was gonna say it first. I could do Fate the Thursday. I could play some Helldivers too, because a lot of shit just dropped in that one. Dropped in that game, like, within the last few days. I got a few options. I'll mull it over tonight, and then, yeah, I guess I'll make it a surprise for you guys tomorrow. But, I do have my schedule for after I come back from Anime North, because after tomorrow, there's going to be no streams, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I will be not here. And we'll be entering Variety Week. Some good old Variety Week. So I can at least tell you guys this schedule so you know what to expect after I come back. I could do that tomorrow, but I want to do it right now. Why? Because, well, I just brought the picture up now, and I don't know what else to do at the moment. So after tomorrow and after Anime North, when I get back, Monday, 10 o'clock, I'll play some Valhalla again. I'll go back to Valhalla, get through a bit more of our wonderful bartending story time, because it's story time whenever we play that game. Everyone's got a story they tell the bartender. Tuesday, 6 o'clock, the game comes out. It'll actually be out when I'm at North. Seed Battle Destiny Remastered comes out, is out, and I will be playing a little bit of that. So I get to play some, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed goodness. Seed and Seed Destiny, Stargazer, bit of a Stray, and X-Stray. God knows what else is in there. The Seed is one of those Gundam AUs that just has a lot going on in it. Wednesday, I will take off. Thursday, I'm going to do some Helldivers too. Got to jump in and beat the shit out of the squids because stuff happened. Friday? Oh, what's happening on Friday? What does it say? Gonna play some Repo with a certain who? A certain Lumimari. That's who. So that's going to be absolute chaos, and I'm gonna love it a lot. Saturday will be some Power Wash Sim. Maybe then I'll finally finish off the Lara Croft, the Lara Croft DLC. Maybe, possibly, potentially, hopefully. And then Sunday, I'm starting Metal Gear Solid 2 because I want to play more Metal Gear. So we got to move on to the next game. Metal Gear Solid 2 to end off the Variety Week next week. I'm excited. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited you're excited. I'm also excited even if I didn't know you were excited, I'd still be excited. You're just excited too much. So that's our fun-filled Variety Week. I'm only giving myself one day off. That could be a bad thing. I don't know. I'm just pushing it for Variety Week because I don't want to. That's just how it is. Actually, hold on. Let me check Steam at the moment. I like your excitement independent of my excitement. But when we get my excitement and your excitement together, it actually squares itself. So it's, 4 times the excitement. Oh, never mind. I know what we're doing tomorrow instead, guys. I know what we're doing tomorrow instead. Because I just opened up Steam now. Yeah, tomorrow, we're gonna do Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny Remastered. I'll still play it during Variety Week, but we're gonna start it tomorrow because it's available right now and it's saying install the game to start playing now. Okay, I'll do that tomorrow. So, yeah, tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Seed Battle Destiny. There's our answer. The big draw for this is there's like over 100 mobile suits I could use. And there's a lot of good designed ones in Seed. So, yeah. But then again, you know what suits I'm going to choose for Seed. You know exactly what suit I'm going to try to choose the second I can get access to it. I gotta get me the Dual Gundam. I love the Dual Assault Shroud by extension, because, I mean, it's the Dual with extra armor and guns on it. The Blue Dual is meh. But yeah, tomorrow, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny Remastered. I will install that after I start installing it after I end stream, so it is up and ready for tomorrow. Alright, so, yeah, that is it. That is all now for tonight, for sure. We got our plan for tomorrow. You know what what's happening the rest of the week. We are set. Excuse me. So, thank you, everybody, for watching, commenting, and lurking. I appreciate it very, very much. I will be back tomorrow at 6 for some Seed Destiny Battle. Is that the title? Seed Battle Destiny. I'm playing a Gundam game. There. So, I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next time.